Yeah, I'd say in general, perspective-wise, Thai is very different than English and German. So when you communicate, sometimes instead of saying one thing in Thai, we would say that it's not something. For example, instead of saying that today it's really cloudy, we would say that the sun doesn't shine today, for example. And we don't tend to say that like, oh, it's really cloudy. So things like that. We also have a very famous word that people say that it's not translatable.
Welcome, everybody, to a new exciting episode of the Connected by Language podcast, your one stop shop for everything culture, language, and travel related. I'm your host, Michele, and I'm joined by my co host,
Michelle.
And for the people that are joining in for the first time, I think it would be a very nice time if we just tell them a little bit of ourselves and where we're from and what we're all about.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So, my name is Michelle. I'm from Germany. I speak German, English, French, and Spanish.
Okay.
And I work as a language education specialist at Tandem.
Ooh, that sounds fancy. What is a tandem?
So, Tandem in this case is a language learning app, a language exchange app, where you can practice your languages with people from all over the world, either in one on one chats or in group live audio rooms with some other people together.
Oh, that sounds like a very fun time. I actually have been using Tandem myself to learn a little bit of Japanese and might as well add into it. Hi, my name is Michele. I'm from Italy. I know Italian, French, English, and a little bit of Japanese. And I'm sort of like a nut when it comes to learning about different cultures, different countries, and just wondering what makes every single country so special to begin with. And I think today we're going to take a little bit of a different direction because, last time that we recorded this episode, recorded an episode, was about the very interesting world of Hong Kong. And I think it's about time we kind of continued that Asian travel, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So
Let's discover some more of those countries.
yes, and today we're going to the land of smiles. Do you know what the land of smiles is?
Oh, yeah, I happen to have read the script.
Oh, no, come on, don't bring the magic down. Yeah, I guess today we're learning all about Thailand. So we're going to explore a lot of things that make Thailand such a unique country. And, from the very like mystical and Buddhist side to some of the more, let's just say, out there fun facts that I prepared. Are you ready to go on this adventure?
Yes, ready.
All right. So there is one thing whenever you start research or anything in the world of Thailand, the main attraction comes into some of the unique animals that you can find in Thailand. And there's one specific that is guarded as being kind of like the new, or not necessarily new, kind of like a royal in a way. It is the white elephant. Yes, most white elephant not only are considered sacred, but by technicality, they're technically royals.
Oh.
Yeah, so basically they're so revered that they usually being offered to the king of Thailand. We will talk about it more soon. And historically, they have been giving very, very high praise, divine blessing, and a lot of power. So if you ever seen some white elephants in the wild, you can rest assured that these are going to be some very, very, very important. I wouldn't say people because they're animals, but just treat them with respect.
Good thing to know going
Yeah,
there.
yeah. But, as a little bit of a bonus fact that I want to add to that doesn't really fit into the whole journey that I prepared, but I think it was very cute now that I notice it, is the fact that there's a very cute tradition into the everyday life in Thailand. So apparently, Thailand has in its week kind of like a color associated with every single day of the week.
Oh.
Yes, there are some colors that are lucky, some colors that are unlucky, and usually people kind of plan around it. So, the most important of these days is the Monday where you wear mostly yellows to honor the late king Bumi Ball.
Mm-hmm.
But, every single day has a specific color. And I'm just noticing that we kind of share the same color because
True.
because today, which is a Friday for people that are listening in, it's light blue, the lucky color.
Oh, what a
Yeah.
nice coincidence.
Exactly. Yeah. I wasn't even prepared for this. I had to reread it before preparing for the show. But for the people in this room right now, if you're wearing black or dark blue, be careful because that's the unlucky color of the day.
Maybe if they're not listening on a Friday, then it
Oh
doesn't
yeah, you're
matter.
good. Yeah, you're good. It's more for people in the room right now.
Nice. Okay. So, what's interesting about a country to know is always about the capital.
Yes, of course.
So let's dive a bit into the capital knowledge here. So, Thailand's capital, which is the Thai name is Krung Thep, is actually. So the English name we would call it Bangkok, is a big thing of opposites. So you can find like monks in orange robes praying next to really big LED lit malls. You can also see that it's kind of chaotic as well as spiritual at the same time, indulgent and just very, very deeply layered in this big city.
Yeah, since there's a lot of things to do.
Absolutely. So the layered capital you find there is actually, or the layout of the capital reflects a typical tradition, which is called, or a concept which is called Sanuk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that means the pursuit of enjoyment.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
And it's quite cool to know because you have everything there. You have like floating markets. You have tuk-tuk rides. You can have also like mango rice at midnight. So
that sounds nice.
You can find everything in this capital.
Oh, that's so nice. And I mean, one thing that I kind of want to add to that is that if you're trying to go around and have all of these experiences, be known that Bangkok traffic is pretty infamous in not only in Asia, but in the rest of the world. And it's a funny thing that is sometimes it's gotten so chaotic that the monks have to bless their new cars with holy water to kind of like make sure that everything goes smoothly. And, you know, sometimes people bring their own little snacks before going to big commutes because traffic jams are going to be available. So if you go with a car with somebody and they have their own little stack ready, you know that you're going to be there for quite a long time.
It's actually good to come prepared.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And I mean, you kind of want to be prepared because one of the main reasons why you would want to even visit a country like Thailand is because of the temples that you can find there. Yes, the temples in Thailand that are called Wats are everywhere. Okay, there's murals, spirits, housing relics. You can have so many different iterations. So I'm gonna tell you like my favorite out of the bunch. I guess it's kind of like the main one. It's the Wat Pho. The Wat Pho is the home of the reclining Buddha, and it is the birthplace of the Thai massage.
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
So if you're interested in getting at least the history of the Thai massage, or getting some of the best ones out there, this is the place where it started it all.
Ooh, and I can actually add two more to that. We have also Wat Arun, which is the Temple of Dawn. Ooh. So whenever there's a sunset, it's kind of glowing and it's light. Must be really beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
I'm going to put pictures on the screen so people can see some of these beautiful like temples, and because I think they're absolutely worth seeing.
Yeah. And there's another one which is called Wat Phra Kaew. So it's also called the holiest. And you have an emerald Buddha in there, which is actually made of jade. So,
oh my God, that seems insane. Like an entire statue made of it must be very, very expensive as well.
Must be.
And very rare. But, you know, those are the main temples. I know some little not as known temples. I'm not going to name them, but in some temples, things can get a little bit, I'd say, intensive, where you can find statues that are made with some, I'd say, interesting material, like, for example, human hair or glass eye donated by the devout. So, you can really see the dedication of some of the people that have built these temples, reaffirming these timeless pieces. So, be on the watch for those.
Oh, wow. And actually, we already dived right into like going to Thailand, visiting the places like the temples.
Yes.
So let's talk a bit more about the tourism there. Thailand has actually mastered the balance of tradition and tourism.
Ooh.
So tradition, what they had like in the ancient times, they still show traditions, and then like all this modern part of the tourism there. And there's a really deep respect actually for religion and monarchy in this country still. So, for example, you should never step on Thai currency because there's the face of the king on it.
Oh, yeah, I would be pretty pissed off if someone would step on me like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's just something to keep in mind because I think for other people it might be just a paper bill lying on the floor. And then the second part is also not to point your feet at a Buddha statue.
Oh,
Because
okay.
this has to do with like the layers of your body or the parts of your body, and then the feet being the lowest.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And I mean, if you're also visiting a temple, there's also some etiquette that you have to abide by when visiting either homes or temples. The first one is, of course, to take off your shoes. We don't want any shoes inside temples. And at the same time, a very good important tool is to have yourself a scarf or light pants when visiting those places. So it's an item that you should pretty keep on you most of the time as well. But I actually have a very interesting little tidbit. Maybe it's going to be a little bit of a deviation from our conversation, but it's a very interesting way that a lot of people have been looking at the monkhood kind of lifestyle that this temple provide. Sometimes in some specific times of the year, a lot of people from rural areas tend to join the monkhood in their spiritual activity. And sometimes it is for very good reasons, to bring merit to their families or to better themselves as people. Some people have been using in some forums as kind of like a way to, I'd say, more strategic reasons. Some people have been using it to avoid military conscriptions or sometimes to get back at an ex-girlfriend. So especially during some holidays, if you find a lot more monks than you used to, rest assured, there's a lot of many reasons to join into this lifestyle. Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of rural areas and minor cities that I think a lot of people should be very interested in visiting. So I'm going to just share with you some of the best spots that Thailand has to offer. I'm not going to go too much in depth because Thailand is such a vast country when it comes to places to visit. If we're going to take eons to go through all of them, but I do have some. So the first one is Chiang Mai, which is kind of like the northern capital, and in this place you would find very fun activities like night markets, or if you want something more spiritual, this is the best place to see the elephant sanctuaries. So if you're interested in learning more about the relationship with Thailand and elephants, this is the best place to be. The second one is the city of Pai. Now, Pai is kind of like, if I have to describe it, it would be more of like a hippie town. It's in the mountains, and you can find a lot of very like old structures, hot springs, and you can also, if you're interested in the nature side of the country, you can find a lot of jungle trails. So if you like trekking and exploring the jungles, make sure to have a stop in Pai. I think you would have a ton of fun there. And lastly, we have the Ayutthaya. I hope that I pronounced it correctly in this. So this city, it's a ruined city, So you will find a lot of elements that made this ancient capital so special in the olden times. And the main, I guess, reason to visit it would be the Buddhas. But they're not just any Buddhas. They are eerie Buddha's heads wrapped in tree roots. It's such a beautiful complement of spirituality and nature working together into this almost mesmerizing piece of art.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one more thing you could say wow to when going there.
Okay.
You might see monks praying or meditating close to tiger habitats.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, because of the belief that the closer or the bigger the fear, the closer to enlightenment you are. Yep.
I would definitely have to read more about it because saying like this without a lot of context doesn't give me that much confidence. I would be scared if I was near a lot of these tigers, but there's probably a lot that I'm missing. If I were to, go in and kind of like get to know this sort of side, is there like some sort of approach that I should take while, meeting the people there?
Yeah, definitely. So there is the Y gesture,
All right.
which should be known. I think a lot of people know it, but not the name of it.
Of course.
Mainly, it's when you greet people there, you don't shake hands. You would actually put your palms together and then have a little bow. And the higher the hands, actually, the more or the higher are the people in the hierarchy.
I see.
So if it's elders, for example, you would put your hands a little higher there, and you're showing just respect. And if it's like casual friends, it's a more relaxed gesture then.
Ooh, okay. This really reminds me of Japan when we did the Japan episode and how important a hierarchical, both in language but also mannerism is. And Thailand is not far from it. In fact, like you have to place yourself in a very respectful order whenever you meet somebody, and you have to be very careful on the gestures that you do. But there's also kind of a little bit of the opposite going on here, because some tourists, after knowing this information, they would try and, let's just say, why as much as possible. But some people overdo it, especially with kids, waiters, and cashiers, because in these situations, they're supposed to why you first. So when you don't have to why at every single person that you meet, just as, you have to set your own respectful order, and, those people are supposed to why you first. So be careful out there.
Okay. When it comes to Thai customs, so we already talked about the greeting now. The culture revolves in general like around politeness, non-confrontational, and also like a strong communal vibe over there, even in daily routines. So you already called the country of smiles.
Yeah.
And it's actually because people really smile in every situation, but we should be careful that not every smile is a happy smile. Yeah, like sometimes there can be a smile for discomfort or for embarrassment, for politeness. So I guess after some time there, you should be like able to differentiate a bit.
Okay.
And you should know that there's another taboo out there, so not to touch someone's head because it's sacred.
Yeah.
And another one which has to do with your feet again, similar to what we already said, to not point your feet at Buddha statues.
Yes.
It's also to not point your feet at anything else or a person.
Okay. I'll definitely keep care of that, especially because at least in some more Western countries, the feet aren't really as important into the overall like gesture. So for people that maybe be a little bit unprepared, this could be bring a lot of misunderstandings. But I do have another custom that is a little bit on the niche side, but I think it was fascinating to read out about. So if you go to some rural areas, you probably could have some sort of a probability of finding some spirit appeasement rituals. And you know it by, you will know that they are doing these places in their houses or businesses if you find some red liquid outside of those places inside of bottles. Now.
Okay, red liquid?
Yeah.
You're not talking of blood?
Yeah, that's a very interesting point, is that it used to. It used to be blood. But nowadays, let's just say that the spirits have found a fondness for a different kind of beverage. A little bit more modern. It's a red Fanta, actually.
No way. Okay.
Yeah, you can leave out red Fanta bottles outside of businesses and houses because supposedly the spirit really do like the color and the sweetness of it. So let's just say that they kind of changed their mind on them. So if you see some bottles, they're not for you, by the way. Don't touch them. And it's very important to also know that when you're in Thailand, you are a part of a country that has a very strong bond with their monarchy. It's a concept that with time in other places has been a little bit ruled out, but in Thai it is very important to be very connected to the modern royal family, and you will know in specific dates.
Mhm.
As I said before, colors have a very big part of it. And if you really want to see the most colorful time of year, at least if you're interested in one color specifically, would be on December 5th.
Okay.
Because on December 5th, that's the king's birthday, which is also considered Father's Day. And that time is going to be the entire city covered in yellow or purple.
Okay.
Yes. If you're planning to have your own little time in Thailand and you cannot join in December, don't worry. There's another very important birthday about the royal family that is in June, which is the Queen's birthday. So if you're trying to make your own plan for Thailand, keep those 2 months in mind.
Nice. So we know now when to go there.
Yes.
There's more about the monarchy, actually. We already talked about like the name of Bangkok. In Thai, it has a different name, and it's quite interesting because the full ceremonial name of the city, which even holds a Guinness World Record,
Wait, what?
translates like to something like the city of angels, great city of immortals. And keeps growing with every rain.
Oh my God.
So it's just very, very long.
I'm very curious to see the full name, like actually in full, because I heard that, like the longest name was like a place in Scotland, but I never knew Bangkok was so long. But I'm kind of scared, not gonna lie.
Maybe it depends on the year that you're in, because if it grows now, maybe it has already
Okay, so I might as well just start typing it now, otherwise I'm gonna be late. I don't want to have more. But yeah.
But yeah, it's actually like you never use the full name in casual conversation.
Whew.
Yeah, it's really just it appears in royal documents and in some like schools as well.
Oh my God.
So I guess
Owie.
pupils have to learn it probably.
Oof.
But yeah, let's talk about something that's a bit more fun when traveling there. That doesn't have to do with the monarchy. There are some festivals that are also quite interesting.
I love me some festivals. I love to learn some festivals.
So if you can go to Thailand in mid-April,
Okay.
there is the Songkran Water Festival.
Ooh, what is that?
So it's actually traditional even Thai New Year.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can celebrate the Thai New Year in mid-April with Thai people over there, and it's very famous because of its countrywide water fight.
Whoa, that sounds sick.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I mean, if you like to get wet, I guess it's okay to go there, but be prepared because traditionally it was a quite solemn time. So people use this time to visit temples, like spread some or pour some scented water over a Buddha statue.
Okay.
So quite easy, like relaxed.
Mhm.
But nowadays it's more like, yeah, a bit more wild. And it used to be for washing away bad luck. This is what it meant.
Actually, I think I've heard about this festival before, not the actual full name, but I did hear that in some Asian country, I guess it's Thailand in this case, there's a free, I think it's like 3 days full on water battle. And like today it's, I would assume it's a lot more insane because you can expect things like water guns or like buckets from balconies and like and also like waterproof phone cases. Please bring them, by the way. Bring waterproof phone cases, otherwise your phone are going to destroy it. But it's also like a party time. You can get a DJ and, it's a very, very intensive time of year. But this is more like the Bangkok style things because if you want something intense, you go there. You go to the center, the urban area, an unforgettable time. But if you really want to have the more, I guess, traditional process, you go to Chiang Mai. Actually, is the best place to have the traditional lifestyle.
Okay. And I can actually recommend another festival here, which is this time in November.
All right.
Or mostly in November. It's actually celebrated on the full moon of the 12th lunar month.
Oh, okay.
And the tradition is, or the name, let me say it first, is Loy Krathong.
Mm-hmm.
And it's often called the Thailand's Festival of Lights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, it does.
So the tradition is that people make krathong, which are lotus-shaped floats, decorated with flowers and candles, and you release them into the rivers, and you honor the water spirits, and also like let go of negativity.
Ooh. Now that you mention it, it does kind of sound like other Asian festivals that I've heard in the past, like the Diwali, I think in India has a pretty similar element, and as well some lantern festivals that you can find, like for example, the Obon Festival in Japan has something similar. But if I know from those places, I do have something pretty interesting to add into this wonderful celebration, because there are some cities like Sukhothai, I think is one of them, where you can have a massive krathong contest where it are held very often, where people compete to get their prettiest float. And, there's even like in some places, you can even find beauty pageants about your own krathong. So if you want to get your arts and craft going, maybe this would be the best time to show them off.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. But I do have to, one thing that is very important for people that are trying to experience this moment is that you're going into a country that is pretty far away from where we are. And that, of course, means that you kind of need to learn a little bit of the language, no? So maybe I think it would be a very good time to kind of talk to somebody that not only has lived in Thailand for a long time, but also has experience teaching the language to people that are interested in exploring this culture.
Oh yeah, that's super interesting. I'm interested too. So
yes, so let's welcome into the show Layla, also from her YouTube channel Pastel Thai. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi, how are you?
Hi Layla, how's everything?
Good. I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited to learn more about the house light in Thailand, because this is one of those countries that you do learn a lot from outside resources, from books, but getting so close and I'd say personal to the world that or the life that people have there is something that I think is extremely, extremely interesting. But
yeah, and before we dive deeper into the whole language part as well, which I find quite interesting, is would you like to just let the audience a bit know what you are all about, a bit of your personal story here?
Before I start, I would like a timeout because I have some corrections for what you explained.
okay.
Um,
Yes, please go ahead. It's always good for us to know.
I have 3 points. So point 1 is white elephants are not white actually.
are they not white?
It's just the name. It's a special type of elephant that the royal family uses for different occasions, for like special royal occasions. But when you look at them, they just look like normal animals. They look like normal elephants. Yeah, I'm not clear myself about how they are different, but they kind of look gray or brown. Like you can't really tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Second point is the colors. There are 2 points. Actually, we have lucky colors. Lucky colors are the colors that the gurus or the psychics share that on Monday you should wear according to what you want to boost. If you want to boost your career, love, or money, on Monday you wear a certain color. Or if you want to boost your like love, work, or money, on Tuesday you wear a certain color, and they are like forbidden colors for each day. But that's separate from colors of the day. So colors of the day is Monday is yellow and Friday is blue. You got it correctly. However, those are separate from the lucky colors. Lucky colors are not set. Like if you look online, like every day is different depending on who's saying it, what those should share. But other than that, everything was perfect. You guys did such perfect research. I was so amazed that you covered the temples and the why, the Songkran, Krathong. Great job. That was amazing.
It is a very, very interesting country. That was a lot of fun to research. unfortunately, like a lot of the sources were from like English speaking places. So sometimes there are some like inconsistencies or, not so reliable because sometimes it comes from Reddit posts, which, but yeah, thank you so much for all of this information. But I think right now, I think it's about time to dive more into the more personal part.
Exactly. So maybe I just like re-ask the question, and this is where we can continue with the recording then.
Okay.
Okay. So before we dive into the whole language part, which I'm quite interested in, would you like to share a bit about your personal journey with us, Layla?
Yes. So my name is Layla, and I'm currently a Thai teacher. My parents are from China, so originally I was born in China and moved to Thailand when I was young, and spent 2 years in the U.S. And now I live in Germany.
What a wonderful like little adventure that you got there. So wait, for how long were you staying in Thailand?
Since I was 4 years old until very recently, so almost 30 years.
Oh, okay. So that must mean that you probably have a lot to say about living in Thailand. Because what I would love for you to tell the audience would be something more, let's say, concentrated. Like, how would you describe a typical day in a Thai city or in a Thai town? Or
Mm. So in Thailand, people usually shower twice a day because it's such a hot country. It's everybody's first thing. We wake up, we take a shower, and then we eat. So in Thailand, people can eat even very savory food for breakfast, which is something that my foreign friends or my Western friends never understand. You can just wake up and eat curry or eat something very spicy. Yeah, so that's the first things people do. We shower and then we eat. And then we go to work and the day starts.
okay. It's very interesting that you said that because for an Italian perspective, this is the complete opposite of what a typical day would start. Because the idea of like having full like curries and like very savory dishes is already mega foreign. The idea specifically to even cook anything in the morning, it's already mega foreign. So it's like it's like wow, you guys have all of the energy to do that. I wouldn't have the energy for that.
Yeah, and it is very interesting because we love spicy food, but Thailand is very hot, so we don't mind. We love spicy food so much we could put up with the sweat. Yeah.
And are there like some specific like rhythms or a little bit of small habits that like you already mentioned the showering, you mentioned the spicy food, but there are other small habits that define the daily life when you're there, and maybe you kind of saw it different when you came into Germany as well, as sort of like a layup question, that if that helps.
I can't think of specific, very different things, but I would say that Thai people love hanging out with colleagues. Maybe that's one main difference. People sometimes stay late at work, not because they have to work, but because they enjoy spending time with the colleagues. So they just stay and then maybe hang out with the colleagues past working hours. Yeah.
Is there anything you really miss from Thailand now that you live in Germany?
I miss the availability of food. I miss the fact that I can just go to a restaurant and just order some food and just eat, because eating out in Germany is so expensive. That's like the only thing I wish could be different about Germany. I wish food eating out would be 50% cheaper. I would enjoy my life here so much more.
Oh, that is a very big difference. Even in small, like in small differences in territories, like for example, Italy to Germany, not necessarily about the money part, but rather the actual availability of places. Like in Italy, restaurants are a lot more available. You can come in at the most uncomfortable time of the day and still expect to have a nice little plate of pasta coming in front of you. So like when people have this sort of big culture shock, especially if coming from a place like Thailand that is very far, just rest assured that this culture shock is very known even to a neighboring country, even though Germany and Italy are not neighboring, but you get my drift, okay? There's like
Close.
yeah, they're very close, and still you can really find that difference. Yeah.
Yeah. And is there any ritual maybe from Germany that you would like to take back if you go to Thailand again?
And something that I do now that actually annoys people is I try to plan things way in advance. I think that's what I got from the Germans is I would ask people, "Are you free to hang out 3 weeks from now at 3 p.m. or something?" And they'll be like, "Can I just let you know the day before?" And I'm like, "No, I need to put it on a calendar right now. We need to make sure we get to see each other." So I think that annoys people a little bit. So yeah, that's something that I can't help myself.
I personally think that's a great way to do so. I've been doing myself that. There's so many advantages into planning things ahead. It's like once you realize that planning things ahead gives you so much more time to, you realize how much extra time you have in the day because you have the extra space in the middle. I think it's phenomenal. And I think a lot more places should be more attentive to that.
Yeah, I just imagine it's quite difficult to have like international friends, or in this case, friends in Thailand who are not used to it, and
Oh,
then
absolutely.
like not. It takes two people to like plan a meeting. So, so coming to the Thai language part now,
Yeah.
as someone who has taught it for years, like how would you describe the language to someone who's trying to learn Thai for the first time?
So Thai is very different language to English. So the rhythm is very different and the grammar is very different. So if you would imagine Spanish, the rhythm of Spanish is a little bit, it's more similar to Thai than English. Actually, because Spanish is a syllable time language and Thai is also a syllable time language. Syllable time means that there's like a very systematic rhythm to it. So like pow, 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 where English and German are more like up and down and up and down. Yeah. So that's the rhythm is different. The grammar is totally different. German grammar is so crazy, and Thai grammar is very relaxed. We have no cases, no genders, no plurals, no articles. It's just very easy. It's a very relaxed language. I wouldn't say it's easy to learn because we have a complete different alphabet system. It's very difficult to master. But the grammar itself is pretty relaxed.
Interesting. Maybe you could give us a little bit of an example of a phrase or like an idiom that like can really show off this sort of musicality because I'm having a little bit of a tough time like picturing it.
Okay ค่ะ so I will say ฉันชื่อลีลาฉันสอนภาษาไทยฉันชอบกินอาหารอิตาลี
Oh, okay.
And what did you just
Yeah,
say?
may we ask to break it down for us, maybe?
So I just said my name is Layla and I teach Thai and I like Italian food.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely put that on screen as more Italian propaganda. Thank you for your contribution.
But I could definitely hear the rhythm you were talking about, like the syllable stressed type of language. Yeah.
It's kind of like easy to assume maybe that since the grammar and the structure is a lot more relaxed than something like German, that the language is a lot more high context, much more higher context than Germany. Would you agree with that?
Yes, totally. So you need to be there to understand to understand what someone is talking about. And we do a lot of pointing. We do a lot of just like this, just saying the word like this and that and there and here. And you just have to know what we're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, because like one of the things that is very interesting when learning new languages, at least from me, that I'm sort of like I'm more of a newbie when it comes to these things, is rather like things or like phrases or expressions that aren't really very easy to translate from one language to the other. I don't know if Thai has some sort of like adjacent things to that. Like for Italian, for example, it would be a lot of gestures that you can't really say what they mean. You just get it. But maybe there's like a phrase that Thai also has that a lot of language learners might be not as prepared to understand.
Yeah, I'd say in general, perspective-wise, Thai is very different than English and German. So when you communicate, sometimes instead of saying one thing in Thai, we would say that it's not something. For example, instead of saying, oh, the sun shines really brightly, we would say, oh, sorry. Instead of saying that today it's really cloudy, we would say that the sun doesn't shine today, for example. And we don't tend to say that, like, oh, it's really cloudy. So things like that. That's one example, but we have so many things like that. We also have a very famous word that people say that it's not translatable, and that word is เกรงใจ เกรงใจ means that you feel very responsible for someone's action if they had to help you with anything. So you don't want anyone to do anything to help you at all. It's like, it's not even that they're doing anything that's a big deal. You just don't want anything, and you just don't want anyone to take any action in order to support you. It's like, we feel like if you have to make like one movement, that is already like, that's already so much on you, and we just don't want you to have to do that. Yeah, which actually it could be problematic if the other person likes helping you or would like to build a friendship with you and just want to do things for you. My first reaction to if anyone helps me with anything, I would be like, oh no, please don't help me. But over time, I've learned to accept that more, that that's a part of building a friendship. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like very unique because like at least when it comes to the, in Italy, things are very family based. Everybody's kind of around you all the time. So you kind of expect people to help you out most of the time. So the idea of refusing to help, not necessarily like out of malice, but just because, it's culturally different or just simply you don't want to bother them. It's very different. So that's a big culture shock. Like for people that come from my side of the woods, I guess.
And you have been teaching now for over a decade. Is there anything your students have taught you about learning Thai language?
The biggest thing I've learned from my students is that I have to make people want to learn. So I try to make classes fun. I try to bring in like cultural tidbits or some anecdotes that make learning enjoyable, because only when it's enjoyable that they want to keep it going. And there's no other way, because we all adults, we can choose to sit and have a Zoom class or not. I can't force them, but I can make them want to learn. So that's the biggest thing I've learned.
And that's very interesting to know because now, we can flip a little bit of the script. You've been teaching Thai for so long, but now you're also learning German, if that's correct, right?
Yes.
Oh.
It's learning German.
So now from being a teacher, you go back to being a student. So what's the most surprising or maybe difficult part about going from this sort of massive change from teaching to being a student when it comes to, your learning journey, I guess?
Being a teacher really helps me in learning German because I really like grammar. And so even though German grammar is very difficult, I kind of enjoy the pain. So that's not really a problem. I just have to use a lot of energy to memorize things. But what I struggle with in the beginning is I kind of had an image of what a student had to be like. A student has to have notebooks, a student has to review everything 2 hours a day. And I wasn't doing that. So I felt like I was failing as a student. But over time, I realized that I learned differently than other people. So I don't enjoy having a notebook. I don't enjoy sitting at my desk reviewing, but I enjoy playing on apps. I enjoy doing language exchange with people. I'm doing language exchange with three friends now for German. So I teach them Thai. I correct their Thai, and they correct my German. So I realized that being a good student does not mean that you have to have a lot of notebooks and take a lot of notes and read a lot of books and sit at your desk. It just means that you have to use the language. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think to add into that, I think also one of the very important things about learning languages is always about the environment that you're in, because you mentioned that you have, your language exchanging with three friends. And those three friends, I would assume that they're as eager, if not even more eager to learn Thai as you are learning German. So having this sort of like connection with so many different people and having such a supportive environment, I think, is the best way to get not only your confidence up, but to learn even in a more efficient way and in a more fun way. And I really recommend people that are trying to learn for the first time, even a single new language, even if it's something closer to their mother tongue, to have yourself a nice environment. Because if people give you the wrong idea at first, that it's like, oh, I have to take lessons and pay much money to find tutors, and like it can be very discouraging. But to tell them that, hey, actually having tutor can be very fun. There's a lot of enjoyment that you can get out of it. I think it will be the most important initial drive into creating, a fantastic language student and just getting that satisfaction of learning a new language.
And talking about the environment, actually, we would also love to know, how was it for you coming to Germany, about like adjusting? Like, did you have to adjust a lot?
Before I came to Germany, I heard a lot of people say that German's really unfriendly. So I didn't expect to be friends with Germans, but I made friends with a lot of expats. I'm a part of the female expat group called GGI, Girl Gone International. And I'm the host of a co-host of our book club, which we meet once a month. And in this group, we are all expats, but a lot of us live here for so long already, and we just are friends with each other and we enjoy each other's company. So I didn't expect to be friends with German because I heard how unfriendly they are. But it's actually also not true in my case. I've met a lot of Germans who are very friendly to me. So I think that the stereotype is not really fair. It could be true for a lot of people. I'm sure that there are unfriendly people out there, but I just haven't really had to encounter them. Maybe because I just choose to ignore it if anything negative happened. So I focus on being friends with expats and notice whenever Germans are friendly to me. So that's my strategy.
Yeah.
Quite interesting. I think I have to, yeah, I mean, you say it quite right. I also have to defend the Germans here a bit. So I guess, yeah, it's just we're a bit more introvert, not as extrovert as a lot of other cultures. It's a cultural thing too. Then it's not hard to approach Germans. So I get that too. When I came to Berlin, actually, and I am German, it was easier for me to find expat friends before German
Exactly,
friends.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like whenever you meet somebody, like in Germany, of course, each places have a different culture and a different average, I guess. But it's also very important to know that this sort of like generalizations can be pretty old-timey at this point. A lot of them stems from very old depiction, and especially nowadays with communities online and like the ability to be connecting to so many people so quickly from a lot of different countries that are native from German, you will find that not all Germans are like this, but like I'd even argue that there's that this sort of depiction is sort of really wrong. I met people that are from Germany that have been pretty friendly and very welcoming and very open. But I also met a lot of people from a place like Italy that have been mega shy and mega introverted. I think it's very important to note that it's a very individual thing. There might be some cultural runoff, but especially with time, with things getting as connected as they are, things get a lot better for everybody. You can easily find people that you vibe with no matter where you are.
Yeah, it's a quite interesting thought that when the world is getting more globalized,
Exactly.
all those kind of groups are more individualized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also important to, if you have some specific things that you're into, like niches and stuff, you can also find people that fit that niche so easily. So it's very interesting to see how these sort of depictions are, bleeding with time. I do sometimes like some of the little stereotypes of the Italian. I like the idea of them. At least I like the funny, silly jokes that you can make out of it. But at a certain point, it must be known that things are changing and very rapidly.
Yes.
So you mentioned about even before the show or during the show, you mentioned about the pace of life in differences between, for example, in from Thai to Germany. So has that, other than like the element about the planning things ahead, has your daily pace of life changed in the way that you plan out a week, or you just like do some activities? Not sure if. Oh.
So my life in Germany is calmer. I think because a lot of Germans are really, how do I say, they're really protective of their time. So they don't answer email after work. And over time, that just made me also that inspired me to also be protective of my time. I started to not feel as bad as before if I don't answer emails right away or if I wait a while. And then I allow myself to enjoy more things now. Like I have a hobby now, or I would hang out with friends without feeling guilty that I am not doing any work. While before in Thailand, in Bangkok, it's a very metropolitan city. So I couldn't help but feel kind of rushed, even when people are out there enjoying themselves, playing tennis, playing badminton, hanging out, I still felt like it's pretty rushed there. So my life there, I can just lie on my couch and read a book. And yeah, I feel like in Germany, I feel less rushed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty consistent with another episode that we had last time with a person that came in from Hong Kong, where he really notices the way that the workplace cultures are very different from a place like there and Germany. It's definitely a very unique lifestyle that a lot of people, especially expats or even international students in my case, are very, very excited about, but also very shocked about. So it's a very interesting direction that you can take in.
Yeah. And how has it actually felt for you navigating the professional and also the social relationships here in Germany?
So I'm not working in an office I'm not working in an office environment, so I don't have to deal with Germans as a colleague, but I have but I heard secondhand stories from expat friends who have to work with Germans. I would say they confirm the stereotype that Germans don't really want to be friends with their colleagues. But a lot of my friends are friends with other international people. So yeah, but I do teach a lot of Germans Thai, and they are very respectful and they really are good students in general. So I don't have anything to complain about students who are German.
Okay, I might as well add that like some of the places, especially here in Germany, there is a very important element that especially here in Berlin, that a lot of companies portray their cultures very differently between each other. It is not like a very homogeneous culture-wise. So yeah, some people might have seen the more cold and calculative place of work, but some places are quite the opposite. They're a lot more bright, they're a lot more inviting, and they're a lot more, I'd say, patient with a lot of other different cultures. So especially if you're someone that is interested in going to work in Berlin or other places in Germany, just like do your research well about the company's cultures in an individual level. Generalizing it can be a little bit, I don't want to say dangerous, but it could be it could change your experience a lot.
Yeah, and maybe as a guideline of that, like really big corporates are usually a bit less in this, like friends to colleagues to friends zones. And if you go like with startups or smaller companies, that might help a lot because also here in Germany, then you can get friends.
Yeah, which is funny because it would be kind of not, I don't want to say the opposite, but like very different in Italy, because in Italy, you're kind of supposed to be in big corporate environment. And even in those very big corporate environment, you still have to be your boss best friend, and there's no choice around it. So that's why like what's very interesting about the Thai culture, the idea of hanging out with your coworkers after work. In the Italian course, no, you have to hang out with your boss. It's not like you do it out of your own like want. It's like, no, you have to do it. You have fun for sure, but you're now officially your boss's best friend, and there's no way around it. So that's something that is very different from Thailand as well.
And we talked about a lot about stereotypes here. So do you think, yeah, I mean, it's also interesting to know how other countries perceive other countries. Like, do you think that how Thailand perceives Germany matches your own experience?
I would say Thai people don't have such a clear stereotype about Germans. But maybe Germans would look at Thai people and think that Thailand is such a relaxed place and people just like hang out on the beach all day. But Thai people are actually very hardworking and very service oriented. That's why Germans love going to Thailand, because people would like smile and be very happy to get to provide you with entertainment or food. But I'm not exactly sure what picture Thai people have of Germans, except for good beer and good sausages.
I mean, it's so tight. That's all you need, man. Like, nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. But that's very interesting, because sometimes this lack of like a vision sometimes can make expats leaving the country and going to certain places a lot more difficult to live in, because you don't have as much access to some foods or to some services. Because like for me as an Italian, there's a ton of places that serve authentic Italian products or authentic Italian services. Like I can definitely find communities there. And the question becomes like, that do you think that Germany does a good job in representing or even helping Thai culture be represented or be accessible for both expats or people that are living in there, you know?
So I'm not sure how Germans are helpful to Thai people who moved here. But in Germany, we have a really good even online community of Thai people who've lived here for a long time. We have many Facebook pages who dedicated themselves to educating Thai people about how to pay taxes or what to avoid doing if you don't want to get arrested and stuff.
Oh God. Oh God.
Because sometimes some things in Germany are like, some things are really hard to navigate, like how to separate trash, for example, or like that you can't vacuum on Sundays, for example. Like some of the things are not so serious that we would have read about for sure, but it's through people telling us. And for people who are just your neighbor, they're not gonna tell you because they just assume that you already know that. So we have really good Thai community online who help each other to learn these small things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing that it's very, very interesting about many countries, but Germany has a very specific case of a lot of resources that you have to get in. Truth be told, it's very fun to see how many different rules can you fit it into one singular day, especially when it comes to things like trash and like sound. But at the same time, yeah, like it's very important to have a place where you can have resources. And specifically about taxes, do you have some of those resources? I could really need help with taxes. I'm not Thai, but if they can be applied to other people from other countries, just send them my way. I would really love to know more about them.
And with that, we can actually come to our last questions of this question of this interview, which is, if there was anything people should remember about Thailand, what would you tell them?
Mm. So before I answer that question, I would like to share that maybe you guys don't know, but Thai, Thai, sorry, Germans and Thais make really good couples actually. So I'm married to a German. He's half Thai, so his mom is Thai, and I have good communication with her. But there are a lot of other women who's married to German men, and I just think that it's fascinating how the cultures kind of balance the relationship, how Germans tend to be more serious and then Thai people tend to be more lighthearted. So if you look into it, you find a lot of Thai German couples. And that brings me to your question, actually. I think that people can remember that Thai people are very, uh, um, and that brings me to your last question, actually. I think Thai people can make anything funny. Thai people are very not Thai people work hard, but we can see humor in everything. And I would like to end with an example. So currently there's actually a war going on at the border between Thailand and Cambodia, and there are soldiers in combat who have a lot of necessities, and people have been donating to them, but a lot of people have donated really colorful, flowery clothes, and the soldiers put them on and took photos and be like, "Thank you for your donation for the soldiers in combat," and it would be like a really puffy red top, and I think that really encapsulates the Thai culture. So they are soldiers, so they're very serious. They are protecting the country, but they can also find time to enjoy the little humorous things in life.
That is a very unique way to
Yeah.
to interpret it. I need some time to just like process all of this because it went to so many different directions. But
Yeah. It's quite a cool anecdote, actually, also to close this interview with. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for being here with us, for taking the time. If there's anything you want to share about your channel, then now's the time.
Thank you so much. So I make content teaching people Thai. I write everything in English, explaining everything in English. But mostly I'm on Instagram and YouTube. I'm also on every other social media channel as well, but I'm focusing on mainly Instagram and YouTube. On YouTube, I have longer form of on YouTube, I have longer form of content where people can learn sentences and copy the sentence and use them in real life. So that would be very useful for some more serious students. And on Instagram, I post some posts of sentences that people can use as well, but they're just more small sentences, one sentence at a time. Yeah.
Okay. And I think that could be a fantastic way for people to learn Thai, one sentence at a time. I like that. I like that. It sounds very catchy. But again, thank you so much, Layla, for joining in to this amazing episode. And thank you all that you're watching right now for following our newest episode of the Connected by Language podcast. If you enjoyed your time here, please leave a like, subscribe, click the links in below to learn more about Layla's content. I think it's extremely worth it. So, and if you have been to Thailand or have you been in some places around the world, just tell us in the comments below. We would love to learn more about your crazy adventures. And if you have suggestions about next topics to cover, hey, we're all ears. So again, thank you all so much for watching this episode. I've been your host, Michele, and my co-host,
Michelle.
and we'll see you all on the next episode then. Bye-bye.
See you.